All right, race fans, welcome. We're live here at Las Vegas Speedway. And like I always say, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. What's going to happen on this track tonight? Definitely going to stay on the track as we're here for the SIM500. SimSpeedShop.com Truck Series on a Wednesday night here. As always, I'm Joe White up here in the booth. I'm accompanied by old Jay Weezy himself, Gerald. Gerald, how you doing, man?
Hey, I'm hanging in there. Wednesday for the SIM500. I'm excited.
Man, no doubt about it. And I tell you what, Las Vegas, unique track. This place is going to be, it looks like we've got about, what, 30-some machines out here?
Yeah, and it's at 37 is what I'm showing, and this is a really, really fun track. A lot of fun going to be had tonight.
Man, no doubt about it. And these guys, well, we're in the middle of qualifying. Let's see if we can't get our qualifying order up here for you. See who actually right now might be zooming around this place. Look like Timothy Johnson right now is on point.
Yeah, be on the lookout for the 03 truck. He was fast in practice. Steve Gottschalk was fast in the 91, and Mil Batiste. A lot of fast guys up there. EJ O'Rourke, of course, was up there. So we'll see if they can do it again here in qualifying. But they were pretty quick here in practice.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, we've had some big fields here the last couple of weeks, and you know we've talked, and we've also had some awesome racing. And I'm gonna tell you what, we came from Martinsville this past Monday here for the SIM500 with the Cup car. We went 80-some laps. It was a 200-lap race. We went 80-some laps caution-free. I think we ended up with the race with about 6 cautions. Still wasn't bad for 200 laps. We're talking about it was 40-car field too there, Gerald. I was like, wow, man, that's some Martinsville.
Yeah, they're pushing 40 tonight too, and these trucks, they're a little bit easier to drive, so you know they're going to be, I think it'd be a better race. It'd be less cautions. Just depends on how it goes. You know how it is, just how they do it. Hey John, I see you out there. What's up, buddy? Yeah, and you know these trucks, they'll be side by side a lot. They're very equal, you know, so I expect for a great race here at Las Vegas.
I mean, how Gerald sounds out there. I'll make sure his level's fine to y'all. Everybody can hear him good out there and whatnot. It looks good on my end here, but I always like to get a good perspective of how everybody else out there and everything sounds and looks in general. But, you know, hey, right now, the guys on the track, got some nice looking paint jobs. That's what I always like looking at, too.
Yeah, I'm actually flipping through some of them now, and I always check out the paint jobs.
What you over doing, tearing up the house?
Dang dog going crazy right now, Joe.
And I got 3 of them, man. I know how that works.
Yeah, he's excited for this race, I guess. He decided he was going to pick up a towel and start shaking it back and forth over here, so I think I got him under control here. But yeah, man, these paint jobs, a lot of great paint jobs over here for the SIM500 SimSpeedShop.com series here in these trucks.
No doubt. SimSpeedShop.com coming on board here for OSR Network for the 2018 season. We appreciate them doing that. And also the title sponsor here tonight for the truck series here for the SIM500. Nice looking nice for them to come out here, and they're going to give away a good button box here on the Wednesday night. That's always a good prize. And if you're looking for a button box, hey folks, check them out, SimSpeedShop.com. They also got a cool looking little thing. They've got actually a handbrake, and plus I saw a prototype dashboard that they were working on. So they got some cool stuff coming in the mix. But check them out, SimSpeedShop.com. Check them out on Facebook at SimSpeedShop. And check them out on Twitter. I call it Twitter, whichever one. Jingo SimSpeedShop, yeah. Hashtag get a box. There you go.
Hey, one of my favorite trucks out there is that number 64 truck, Michael Priester. I don't know if you've got to look at it yet, but got a little bit of weld. You know, I'm into the welding industry. I'm a welding inspector. So I'm a big fan of the welding side of things, and he's got a really good looking truck there. Of course,
Michael
he's
Priester?
not out there right now.
Michael
Yeah,
Priester.
Michael
See if I
Priester.
can't,
Well,
yeah,
they're qualifying.
I don't see him.
So.
Yeah, he's not on the track right now, so we'll get him on when he comes on the grid in here. Yeah, it's not letting me click on him, but yeah, we're definitely We'll get the rundown order too. You know, if the guys get spread out a little bit, maybe we'll get all these. That's one thing I like doing, is trying to show off some of the paint jobs. And looks like we've got about 3 minutes to go here in practice. Qualifying. And right now, Timothy Johnson, though, I tell you what, the 55 machine, if I'm not mistaken, maybe my mind, you know, sometimes it forgets a lot, but didn't he last week put it on pole?
I'm not for sure. He probably did, though. Yeah, he's usually up there, and, you know, he's only got it by 0.005 of a second there, so that don't tell you anything. Look how many guys that are in the ones. I mean, the ones go all the way back to about, what, 17, 18? So it's really, really close.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The guys are looking good. Nobody's been able to knock him off, but you're right, man. That's you said 0.005 of a second? Yeah, that's close. Wow.
Oh yeah, and you know, you can expect that here with the competition being very fierce. You know, they're very competitive over here for sure. And you know, like I said, with everybody in the ones, it goes, like I said, let's see, it goes all the way back to 18th before it goes to a 31.2, which is Rhett McBride in the 78 truck. So you got 18 cars with a 31.1 something. That is crazy.
You know what that means? That means some close racing.
Oh yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. These guys are going to be too wide a lot of times, and you know, I'm not sure where the line is yet. We'll soon find out that. But I expect for it to be very, very close racing here. And if you can come out of here with a win today, you've really put in a lot of good work here, and you deserve it for sure.
And a lot of times, man, when you look at tracks like this too, with the close speeds, qualifying really becomes really important because it might be a matter of track position. I know we always talk about tire wear and you know, fuel. It could become one of those type of deals. But then we start having to think about, well, these close times, everybody being so on top of each other, it might come down to, is it going to be hard to pass?
Yeah, and with a track like this, you know, where everybody's going to be very competitive, you want to start up front. You don't got any fast repairs, so you don't want to get caught up in a big one or anything like that. And if you're fast, you need to start off fast and see if you can keep it up there. And that's just how I would do it here at Las Vegas.
Yeah, no doubt. And, you know, we always talk about guys with different strategies as we get close here to starting here on the green flag here tonight. These boys, man, are about to grid it up here. It's only got about a couple seconds left in qualifying, but we talked about you know, different strategies. Guys want to go in the back, guys want to go in the front, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
I tell you what, EJ Rohr, he just waited until the last minute and he laid down a whopper, and it wasn't from BK, Joe. 092, he took over that top spot from Timothy Johnson in the 55.
Yeah, that's what he wanted to do, put it out front here. Well, here we go. I'm going to grid these boys up here tonight for the SIM500 Wednesday night series here, from sponsored by SimSpeedShop.com. As our man on pole, well, that's right, he took it at the last grasp right there. EJ O'Rourke, boy, just drove to the front. Timothy Johnson sitting there in second. And man in third, Brian Chambliss. Then we got Gale Brooks sitting in the fourth place. Fifth place man, David Comstock. Sixth place, Doey Woods. Seventh place man, Nick Timms. What's the 9 times up there in the seventh place spot? Joe Hudson starting 8th. Ninth place man, Matthew Wasenbach. That's a good starting position for him. Hopefully he'll have a good turnaround on his season here tonight. And round out the top 10, Jimmy Coleman. As we look through this huge 30-some car truck field, man, it is just, again, I gotta say it, Gerald, I don't know who could pull this thing off, because it's a who's who of names out here, and any one of these drivers can do it tonight.
Absolutely, and you're definitely gonna have your eye on Chad Coleman. He's got 2 wins already. He got at Daytona and Atlanta, and Chad Cole's got one at I might be wrong about that, but I know Chad Coleman's got 2 wins and Chad Cole's got 1, so you definitely want to keep your eyes on those guys for sure. And you know, it could be anybody's race here. Anything could happen.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Like we just said, boys, so these guys are about to grid this thing up here and get started. And it looks like, I said it again, we got about 34 machines out here on a due battle on the track here at Las Vegas Speedway. I always say, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. But we got some bad, fast drivers, some bad, fast monster trucks. Gonna do some bad, fast gambling here at an awesome track at Las Vegas.
Oh, I love gambling. They're gambling here in Vegas, man. I ain't been there yet, Joe. Have you?
Man, no, that's too far from me.
Well, I'd love to go there, and I'm just taking another look at these paint jobs right here as we look over the field here. And a lot of fast guys out there. A lot of great looking paint jobs. And hey, if you need a button box, simspeedshop.com.
Yeah, to hook you up. Here we go, pace cars pulling these boys around. We're gonna get set to go green flag racing here at Las Vegas as these guys are set side by side, 2 by 2 here as they'll tighten it up there in the virtual world of the rigs here and get going. Tell everybody in the house, well, be quiet, it's race time.
Yeah, tell the dogs to settle down. We're about to go racing here. We're coming to the green flag. A lot of great looking, that's a great looking field. A lot of trucks out there. So, hey, hang on to your seats. This is going to be a good one. And like John said, reach up there and pull those belts tight. Light up this Wednesday night.
Absolutely. So here we go. Pace cars coming out of turn 4. Going to take that hard left turn off on pit road. And EJ O'Rourke, who put a thunderous time on pole, is going to lead them here for the first laps of green flag tonight at Las Vegas as the green flag flies. Folks, we're racing here Wednesday night at the SIM500. As EJ said, see you later. Long gone. Timothy Johnson's trying to run in his tire tracks as they are all stacked up side by side behind him.
Yeah, keep your eye on EJ. He's going to try to take off and get the best lead he can there, and they're going to start single filing out towards the front, and then they're going to start fighting for a single file there towards the back a little bit. As you see, the top 5 or 6 are single file.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, the battle right now is actually for the 3rd place spot there. That's between Joey Woods and actually that man Brian Chambliss. But behind them, now this is a track where you can rumble 3 wide, and you can do it on the front stretch, but you better get it situated by the time you get to turn 1 because it usually doesn't work out. In the middle of the pack, they're back there storming around this place.
Yeah, and it looks like the fast line around here is down on the bottom right now. I'm not sure if it's going to move up or not, depending on how the track stake turns out, the more rubber they put down and whatnot. But hey, man, it's a great race so far.
Well, yeah, so far the front 2's pulling away, but I tell you what, the middle pack on back here, it's about what we thought it would be with the times and practice and qualifying. They are all on top of each other and are side by side. It's just so much action going on. We got trucks here and there. It's like a rodeo, man, out here of a tailgate party.
Yeah, the 21 of Brian Chambliss and the 55 of Timothy Johnson, they're still battling for that spot there. It's for 3rd. And, hey, they just couldn't quite get it around one another there. So they're both similar on speeds, and they're 2 wide right behind the 40 of David Comstock and the 71 there, Gale Brooks.
Yeah, he is. He's trying to take that number 55 machine up high, but up underneath him, the 21 of Brian, he is putting it on the inside of them as they come out of turn 2 down the backstretch. Behind him, though, they are still battling it out. The one with Gale Brooks and David Comstock. You're right. So we got 4 machines there that are side by side.
Yeah, Nick Timms is moving on in. Looks like that high side's starting to move a little bit there. So I'm not for sure if they're losing momentum down on the bottom or whatnot, but it looks like the 55 and Timothy Johnson is getting ready to clear Brian Chambliss.
Yeah, it is. He's still got right there Nick Timms. He's looking at it, but he's thinking about 3 wide with the 71 machine and Gale. Gale moved up the track. A lot to see, but he thought better of it there as they stayed and tucked in behind him as they head down the back stretch. The 21 machine down low of Brian, and that 40 machine's down low behind him. So you're right. Looks like that high line so far coming out of 4. We're at lap 5 here, about to complete it. Looks like the high middle line's coming in.
Yeah, they could be lifting a little bit to keep it off of them out there on the high side. And, you know, the 71 of Gale Brooks, the 51 of Nick Timms, and the 24 there are moving around that high side. Like you said, the 40 and the 21 is kind of stuck on the bottom right now.
Well, I'll tell you what, battle for the lead. Actually, lead change. Doey Wood said, hey, you might have laid down a bad fast qualifying time, EJ, but he just come up there and knocked him out the way and took the lead. And now EJ O'Rourke is falling back into the clutch here of Timothy Johnson and Nick Timms, who all those guys still just cannot get away from each other.
Yeah, I mean, Doey Woods took over that top spot from EJ, and, you know, EJ might be playing a little bit of saving the tires a little bit there and letting Doey take off with that #1 spot. He's already led a lap or two, so he's got his points there. And we're still early, Joe. We're only 7 to 8 laps in. We got 115 to go.
Yeah, you're right, 100% there. Very, very early, and these guys are racing. I don't think anybody got the memo out here. It's only 8 laps into the race. They think it's the last. But again, we alluded to that in pre-race here. We watched them. The times were so close. The track so good. And right now, you can tell that these guys right now just cannot get apart from each other.
No, and they're wanting to get single file as soon as possible. In the 21s, Brian Chambliss, he's lost a lot of spots there. He seems to had a chance to get up there, but the 14 moved it on in there and said, no.
Well, right now, the top, I'm going to say all the way from first all the way back to, we got to go, heck, we got it. Pretty much the whole entire field right now is within about a second or so.
Yeah, a lot of tight racing going on. The 42's down on the bottom. Joe Hudson, he's got the 40 on his outside. That's for 7th, so they're single file from 7th on up, or 6th on up. And, you know, the 42 being stuck on the bottom like that, it's not, he's going to go backwards until he finally gets up and gets in the groove.
Yeah, no doubt. I agree with you on that one. You also got to look, though, even though they're going single file, the guys are right there on top of each other. Look at that 20 of Chad Coleman. He rumbles to the outside of the 3 machine, actually the 9 machine, excuse me there. Bobby Wetzel brings the 27 of Justin Roden. That's a battle back for 13 and 14. So they were single file for a little bit, but these guys are having so much momentum on top of each other. The next thing you know, they make moves and they're back side by side.
Yeah, the 40 or the 20 of Chad Coleman, he's in that SIM500.com truck, Silverado, and he started, I believe, 18th. He's gained 4 spots so far, so he's moving on up there.
Absolutely. That's like the Jeffersons moving on up, and he's trying to get to the top.
Yeah. Hey, he ain't going to the east side, but he's on his way up there. He'll probably be there before the race is over, I would say, unless, hey, you never know what could happen.
Hey, look, we'll rewrite that. We'll say we're on the west side. How's that?
Hey, we are.
There you
Tonight.
go. No doubt. Well, I'll tell you what, a guy missed falling back a little bit. That's Bobby Wetzel. He got caught on the inside. He dropped back to 19th spot, just kind of looking at the battle going on back here in the back as Doey Wood still leads this one up front. I mean, we got some intense racing happening all throughout the field, just trying to get everything in. You got back here Scott Simley. He's in a good battle with Sean Bounty and Jose Gonzalez back in the back.
Yeah, and now you're at the point to where, you know, the early caution's probably not going to come out. So you want to start thinking about pit strategy and tire wear. And a lot of these guys that are letting people by, they're actually just going a little faster than they would like to. So they don't want to push their equipment too hard. They just let them on by and let them burn their stuff up.
Let me ask you a question as a racer, and I've seen you win a lot of trucks here and broadcasting and seeing that you can do. As a racer, this kind of racing, I know it's fun as a driver, but how nerve-wracking is it lap after lap to be this close?
Oh, it's actually a lot of fun. I mean, it's not really nerve-wracking until it's coming up on your pit stop. So I usually let them by right before we go into pits. It is a little nerve-wracking as far as being side by side for so long. So I always try to get single file as soon as possible. But when you get stuck double file like that, it is nerve-wracking.
Well, I'll tell you what, almost contact back there between Casey Duncan and Scott Simley there. Could have been disastrous as Jose had to make an evasive move. That's just how close and how narrow it is here. I mean, these trucks right now throughout the whole entire field look to be ever so even right now. Now, Doey Woods is a man out front. He's got about a half-second lead on the field over EJ O'Rourke, but the rest of these guys, man, they are just right there on a blanket.
Yeah, they are all over each other right now. It's still early on. It'll spread out a little more than that once they get a few more laps under them. I'm not for sure how long they can make it on fuel, But we got a lot of battling going on, especially midways through the back there where you were saying Casey Duncan, Stevie Minson, Sean Baldy, Brett McBride, those guys, they're back there battling for position. They're not really battling for, I mean, they're just trying to get around. If you're faster, you need to get going. And the guys that are saving just want to let them on by.
Yeah. And again, you know, I know I asked you about how, you know, fun side of what it is, but now how frustrating it is to know you've got a fast truck, but you just can't get past that barrier right now. It looks like a lot of these guys stuck on the inside. Well, you got a fast machine, but they just can't get single file.
Yeah, that's when you want to change strategies. You always come into a race with a few different ideas of how you want to run, and if it ain't going one way, you go the other way with it. You just want to go the best way for you. Everybody's got their own personal preference.
Well, I tell you what, right now, man, these boys are rumbling around this place and doing a good one. And I'm surprised nobody out there told me that the music still was playing here, but I turned it off, folks. There we go.
Hey, Doug Woods, he's led 12 laps so far, and he's looking good up front. That's the place to be there, up there where that 07 truck is.
Yeah, right now, a good battle going on here. James Pescarella, he's in the 10th place spot. Him and Chris Gibbs right there, the 9th place man. Steve Goschalk, another guy there who's not had the season in the trucks here that he would really like. Had some kind of up and down roller coaster season so far.
Yeah, look how tight they are. When it's tight like that, you really can't run the line that you want to run. You got to run the line that everybody else is running. So you can't really lift until if a car is really up on you really close, you can't really lift until they lift or they'll run you over.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Guys right now looking, you know, like you just said, very, very good.
Oh, 44 got in the wall. It's Will Matisse.
Oh, okay.
He's all right.
15th, ain't he?
Yeah, right now he just lost a few spots. He's back to 15th, but I don't think it caused a whole lot of damage to his truck. It's kind of like a vacuum. Once you just barely scrape that wall, it kind of sucks you up into it. And another thing is when you got all those trucks around, you kind of want to keep it up there a little bit because you kind of got to jerk it off the wall. And if you do that with a lot of trucks around you, you could cause a big wreck.
Well, you know, and we haven't really talked either, too. You know, track temperature out here, or track out here, 78 degrees, 104 track temp. After a while, we've got to talk about it. Look at a 96 holding on to that thing, but how tight do these machines come after a while?
Well, the hotter the track, the less grip you're going to have there, the more slide it's going to go. So if you picture the tires, they just want to skip across that pavement. The hotter it is, the less grip you have. It's a little better as far as making it tight or loose. The hotter the track, the looser it is normally. But sometimes if it's a really tight race car, it'll just push.
Man, 4 wide back in the back. Stevie Minson thought better of it, pulled out of that one. But there's still 3 wide in front of him out of 4. And that was the 96 earlier on there, Gerald, who got a little bit out of shape. But they are still locked together coming to turn 1. How long are they going to try to stay 3 wide before they say, look, we have got to get out of it, and you see the 34 backs out of it?
Yeah, he was the one up on the high side there. Scott Simley was in the middle, and, you know, he really couldn't be the one. He could have if he chose to, but since he didn't choose to, the 34 decided to back out. But, hey, did you say Stevie backed out of it?
Stevie backed out. He was 4 wide. He actually got a little wiggly there for a few and almost lost it coming into the turn. But then he went 4 wide, and he had to back out of it. Right now he's back there on the inside of the 34. But he is actually, Stevie Minson's back in the 21st position trying to make up stuff. And you know and I know, I got to start kind of calling him maybe Mr. Excitement here of the series.
It's definitely exciting watching him. He's gained 11 spots so far since it started. Oh,
contact.
27.
Man, he held on to that machine.
What a driving job by him, man. I mean, that's a lot of talent. That's Casey Duncan.
27 machine. And actually, the 99, I don't know what's wrong with the 27. Seems something's wrong with it. Let's go back and watch a replay of what might. Oh, he got up into the wall earlier. Well, that could have been disastrous because he came back down in front of the field and he was slow going down the back stretch here. Jose had nowhere to go, went on the inside, got in the back of him a little bit. He held on to it then. Now he's riding around a little bit. and he tried to get back up on the track,
Oh.
and then contact between him and I think the 99.
Wow. I mean, Chad, the 20 of Chad, he got in the wall there too on the backstretch. The 27 did too. I'm glad you corrected me on that. It wasn't Casey. But
Well,
yeah, I mean, wow. And the caution is still green, Joe.
Well, here's the thing, too. I think what we're starting to see, the guys are getting a little bit that loose coming off, push going in type of thing, kind of the opposite way around. I mean, you are right. 25 in so far. These guys are starting to get to where the tires, really will matter. But it's like right now with Chad Coleman there, the 12 machine of Scott Simley. We saw him go on the inside and try to make it stick, but that truck just kind of pushed up the track on him.
Yeah, I mean, the tires are hot. The track's really hot. The air pressure's built all the way up. They're 26 laps into a run now. So, that tire wear is really going to play a role here. And we got a pass here for third. Dave Comstock looking to get around Timothy Johnson. I don't know if he can do it on the bottom.
Man, your top 4 guys have pulled away. They got about a two-second lead over Nick Tim.
Yeah, they're really quick. They're still turning some pretty good laps considering how many laps they got on their tires.
Yeah, Bobby Terrell's back there. He's battling it out with Nick Timms. That's actually for 5th, 6th. And you got Steve Goschalk right there. And Gale Brooks, he's trying to move in. So those 4 machines are in their own battle. The top 4 in their own battle. So it seems like what we've got now here, later in the race is kind of little packs forming of battles.
Yeah, and you're not doing each other any favor when you're side by side like that. So the best option is to, if you're having trouble getting around somebody, is go on and let them go. Stay single file, and keep worrying about them tires, because tire wear here now, it plays a big role. They really changed it a lot, and the tire wear starts to come into play a lot here now.
Yeah, so some good racing all throughout the field here. 21 machine right there. Timothy Johnson, I think, is the first taker on pit road. He is.
Yeah, and I can't blame him. You figure 30 laps, and I'm coming in. I probably would have came in around 26. That would have been my strategy there.
I think they run, what, a 70% fuel here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. All right, so that's we're looking at a, I know we just put up the race info here, a 1.5 mile track. So this actually, to be a 1.5 mile track, it kind of, what's the word I'm looking for here? Misleading, because it looks huge.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 1.5 miles. It's a nice 1.5 miles too, and it's really hot right now. So, I'd have came in a little sooner than these guys. They must be under a different strategy. I usually try to short pit it a little bit, try to get as much time as I can. And you figure 30, that's 120. They only go to 115. So I probably would have came in around 27.
Okay. Right now we're kind of spread out throughout the field here. And that's kind of what was going to happen, with the guys, with the tire wear as it goes on. But, running caution free, knock on wood here, which we all know how that works out. Usually the first part of the race is kind of, and then after that, everybody just throws the paper book out and, hey, it's go time.
Oh, yeah. And, a lot of guys came down pit road, I believe. At least, I'd say 10 trucks have made their way down pit road. And the only time you don't want to pit early is when you think a caution is going to come out, though, because that could really mess you up.
And a field of a race like this, what would be your strategy?
If you don't think the caution's coming, then you go on in around 26, and you kind of run the long run at the end, and hopefully you can stay out of their sight. And that's just the way I see it. Maybe they can run you down, maybe not, but I'd rather have that lead going into that last fuel run, and if they can't run you down, that's yours.
Absolutely. There you go. Well, you're always good, man, to hear different strategies and all. And whatnot. I mean, I was one area that I always kind of was iffy on, trying to get a strategy going throughout a race, because it can vary from race to race, or it can vary from lap to lap and how the race goes.
Oh yeah, a lot of my teammates, they really don't do a whole lot of the crew chief kind of thing, and they'll just ask me, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I'll let them know. I might not tell them the whole truth, but I'll tell them a little bit close.
Tell them enough, huh?
I tell them enough.
There you go. Hey, all right, whatever
We
you
are
gotta do to win.
teammates.
Hey, well, you know, hey, teammates up until what? 10 laps to go.
Yeah, until it comes down to you're gonna win or I'm gonna win.
There you go. Then it's like, well, you were my buddy, but hey, we'll drink after the race.
Yeah, Doy Wood's still out there. Dave Comstock, he done took over that top spot there. He's done moved out, so he's good on the long run. It's looking good for him, but he's losing time staying out. Maybe he's got a different strategy. Maybe he's gonna try to one less stop than all these other guys. Let's see if he can do it.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, what's going on, George, out there? I appreciate everybody tuning in here live tonight here at Las Vegas Speedway for the SIM500 Wednesday Night Truck Series presented by SimSpeedShop.com. And you were right, David Comstock, he ran down Doey Woods. Doey ran down E.J. O'Rourke. And, you know, right now, Doey and E.J. seem like they're on a pretty good same strategy along with David up there as we're about 36 laps in. A couple guys out here were in the middle of some green flag pit stops.
Yeah, and you know, those guys that pitted earlier, they're on a totally different strategy. They're on a 3-stop strategy. The guys up front are on a 2-stop strategy. So I really, you know, I said I would have came in around 26, 27, but if I'd have knew how many laps they would have got, I would have said 37, because you got, you know, 40 lap runs to have you in. You figured 37 laps, so they might be getting ready to come down pit road, Joe.
You know, and another thing I'm noticing here, a couple guys locking those brakes up. It's supposed to be a hard entry coming into the pit stop.
Oh, it's definitely difficult, especially with the air pressure built up, all the heat that's in that tires, and you've barely got any rubber on them tires by the time you ran 30, 40 laps here, with it being as hot as it is. And like I said about those tires wanting to skip across the top of that track, the hotter it is, the less grip you got, and it just wants to lock it up and slide.
Wow. I'll tell you what, man, these guys definitely right now. And you was talking about Michael Priester earlier on. Priester, my bad. Bad Boys Welding. There you go. That is a nice looking paint job.
Yeah, shout out to all the welders, man. You know, I used to be a welder before I went into the welding inspection side of things. You know, the older you get, the less manual labor you want to do. So I kind of moved on up out of that field. But hey, I love to give a shout out to all the welders out there. And it's a fun little sport. If you're ever looking to get a job, they pay pretty well, and it's fun.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Looks like we've got a whole slew of guys coming into pit road right now. Doey Woods, EJ, and David Comstock all coming on pit road here. So let's watch and see what these guys actually do. I got a feeling everybody's 4 tires and fuel.
Absolutely, yeah. I figured they'd be in around lap 38, and that's exactly what they did. They crossed the line on pit road for lap 39. And Michael Priester came in with them, and that's a really good looking truck. I love the paint job on that thing. And E.J. O'Rourke, he went to one more lap. He didn't want to come in with everybody, so maybe he didn't want to get caught up in any madness. He decided to go around one more time, come in by himself where it's nice and calm.
E.J. came in there. He's coming out.
Yeah,
right, yeah, he's right in front of Doey.
Yeah, him and Doey are coming in together. It's a...
Yeah. But I mean,
okay.
Yeah, now he beat him out because obviously EJ's got that better pit stop there. He's got the #1 stall, and sometimes that really, you know, favors. Timothy Johnson still moves it back up front, but you know, now here's the strategy. They came in around lap 39, 40. So are they looking at just, if it goes green the entire way, they're looking at what, one more pit stop?
Yeah, they're on a 2-stop strategy. Those other guys that came in earlier be on a 3-stop. So, yeah, they're one less stop. I don't know why those guys come in so early a while ago. I guess it was just driving so bad they didn't want to deal with it no more.
Yeah, and everybody has different strategies out there. We'll just have to see how the race pans out. And obviously, you know, if it goes green the entire way, which Las Vegas can bring about it because you can get spread out. Now, too, everybody on good tires, they can get back up there and race each other really good. So we see a battle here. It's actually brewing for the second spot. Bobby Terrell there and Nick Timms. Nick Timms looking on the inside is going to try to take that spot away.
Yeah, they're fast. They got them new tires on there. They're moving around the track pretty good. Doey Woods and the 41 and EJ, they're going to be glued to each other the whole time. But if you look, the 20's right there now.
No doubt about it. Good run so far up front. Timothy Johnson's out front. Bobby Terrell there in second. Nick Timms held him off. David Comstock's coming up on the back end there to try to take that third place spot.
Yeah, Jose Gonzalez, you call him Speedy Gonzalez. He started 25th. He's up to 5th. He's really moving on up. And like I said, Chad Coleman, he's up to 8th. There's a lot of guys moving on up, as well as Chad Cole. He's 14th right now, but he started, I believe, 28th.
Okay. Which one you said? Chad Coleman?
Chad Cole in the 82, he's 14th right now. I think he started 28th. Stevie Minson, he started 32nd. He's up to 16th.
Yep.
Adam Littell, he's gained him 15 spots. He's up to 19th. But Bobby Terrell, he's running third right now. He started 15th.
Yeah, looking good. That muscle milk machine. I'm gonna tell you, like I said, Bobby was one of those consistent drivers in the Winter Series. He made it into the chase by 1 point, 10th place. There's 10 drivers that made it in, and then went to the last race with Malik Ray, and it was a battle. He finished second right behind Malik Ray in the last race to almost come from 10th by being in there 1 point and pulling off with the championship.
Yeah, well, he had his hands full with Malik Ray. I mean, I don't see too many people that can get around Malik Ray. He's really, really quick.
Absolutely. I mean, it was an awesome battle, and it definitely was. It goes to show you sometimes consistency does pay off.
I agree. Yeah, you got to be consistent, and you know, a lot of guys, those fast guys, they're fast and they're consistent. And like you know, Malik Ray, he's one of them.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, I tell you what, Steve Goschalk, he's up in the 8th. Another guy we haven't really, Matthew Welsenbach right there, has not had the season in the trucks here he would like. Maybe this is where the turning point. I mean, we got to also say here too, Gerald, it's still early in the season. We've got a long way to go before the chase even comes about and before the season comes to an end. So guys that are having a hard time maybe earlier on or having some issues, they definitely can turn this thing around.
Yeah, they got plenty of time, you know, and if you make a mistake or do something crazy, you know, don't panic. Just hang it in there and keep trying. You know, this is race number 4, and they got plenty more races to go.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, a lot of racing here because we are following the full truck series, which to kind of give you an idea of what we're talking about, folks. And look who's on the move up in 13th. Actually just went around and went for the 12th place. Old Stevie Minson.
Yeah, him and Chad Cole and Chad Coleman, those guys, man, they're going to be moving up the whole night. Matthew Welsenbach as well. You know, there's a lot of fast guys that are going to move up through the field, and they're one of them.
Yeah, consistency of these guys, man, are definitely wanting to move. You know, so watch out for Stevie right there, and then we want Chad. You got Chad Cole and Chad Coleman. They're actually right there, 11th and 12th. Those two guys have just been dominating so far this season earlier on. And Matthew, it looks like Tim Matthews, he's on the inside of Matthew. Tim Matthews on the inside of Matthew Welsenbach there.
Yeah, it's tricky, ain't it? You see, it goes all the way down. It's kind of like Chad Cole and Chad Coleman. I get them mixed up a little bit, but you seen him go down all the way on the apron there. And, you know, if you do that every lap, you'll start to notice it takes a little bit more tire wear to do that because you're transitioning from one part of the track to another. If you do that later on in a run, it could cause you to get loose. I've done it.
Yeah, and even as good of a track is right now on good tires, later on as the run goes, you're right. You know, that's just, you got to be very careful. As you look right now, the 82, Chad Cole, he makes that pass on Matthew Welsenbach there. That's actually for the 10th place spot, but moves him up in the top 10 right now. You know, look, Chad Coleman, though, he's falling back a little bit. He was up in the 11th.
Yeah, the 40 is actually the fastest car on the track right now, Comstock.
Yes, he is. He's actually, wow, he's almost a half a second faster than Timothy Johnson.
Yeah, I'm not for sure why that is. Let's see. Timothy Johnson's been out there for 23 laps.
Hey, remember, he short pitted.
We got a
caution.
Zero? No.
James Pescarella, the 77.
Yep. Absolutely.
Up into the wall. Let's see what happened. Let's go back on the replay. And they were 3 wide back there.
Yep.
He blinked just a little bit. And the 7 and him made a little contact coming across the line. They had a lap car there in front of them. They were running up on him. So we're watching this replay. Oh, just in contact. And it kind of just drove him up into the wall. I don't know who else was involved in with it there, but the 77 just hard in the wall.
Yeah, the 107, I believe, Adam Blattel. The 104, that's who it was. He was up on the outside there, and, you know, he just kind of came up a little bit too much there. Hooked his right rear on his left front, and you see what happened.
Well, this changes the outlook of everything.
Yeah, it changes everything, Joe.
Now, what do you do pit strategy-wise? I mean, obviously everybody's coming in, but what do you do now? Because you know you can't make it the entire way from here.
Yeah, I'm already counting. You figure they're going to go back green around 56 or 57. So you figure 40, 55. So you're going to run half of that. Wow. Half of however many's left. So you got 63 left. They're going to go green. So about 30 lap runs coming up.
Like,
watch these pit stops, Joe.
I am.
These guys will come sliding through. Watch.
Yeah, we watched the battle off pit road right there. The 00 stayed out, but actually Sean Bounty and Timothy Johnson was one of the first ones off pit road.
Yeah, those tires, the reason why I said that is because those tires, they get hot and you'll slide all the way through your box and have to back up. They really made it a tight little window to get that truck in there and get it right, or you end up going to the back, especially with a big field like they got here today.
And well, you know, and we talk about it, it's almost like in real racing. They got to hit that mark just right, and we got to give our hats off to iracing.com for doing that. And we look at the times too. You know, we used to look back at 12-second pit stops. Now we're down to the 14, 15-second bracket, which is closer to what real is. And what I always say, Gerald, this is the realest thing you can get without spending millions of dollars and going out here and putting yourself in one of these machines.
I agree. It ain't cheap, but it's definitely cheaper than the real thing for sure. I mean, you're going to spend a little bit of money getting yourself set up with all the stuff you need to do it, but it's well worth it, and you have a lot of fun. You got a lot of different things you could do. You could do road racing, asphalt, you could do anything. I mean, they got so many different things. Dirt, they got the GRC, the Global Rallycross. It's a lot of fun over here on iRacing.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. A little cheaper than the real thing there, but I didn't know that, John. John Marine out there said he thought about me yesterday. He said it was National Joe Day on social media, and I'm like, wow.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, hey, I'm honored. I guess, you know, all the Joes out there, stand up, take a shout. You know?
Right. Yeah, I'm a little jealous.
Well, they got to have a Gerald Day somewhere.
Oh, come on, Joe. Nobody even hears that name very much.
Hey, dude, Jay Weezy. He's a
there
famous rapper, man.
Yeah, okay. Whatever you say, Joe.
Hey, one night, folks, he's going to bust out, man, rapping on the middle of the track. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you're going to give me a beat, right?
Yeah.
Joe, yeah. Beatbox.
Oh, man. Well, let's see. Caution the first time tonight. Lights off on the pace car. And Don Runkle Jr. did not pit. Now, we talked about it. Obviously, track position here being stacked back up. I don't really think might be a bad idea what he's doing.
Might
be. Then again, we don't know. You know,
it might be. It's definitely a bad idea. I'll say that confidently. He's been out. He's got around 12 laps on his tires, and these restarts, you could spin tire. You could cause a lot of problems here, stacking the field up or whatnot. But yeah, I'm not sure what he's got going on. If he's just gonna lead some laps or what. But hey, man, I hope all these guys make it out of here all right.
Well, you know, yeah.
Cautions bring cautions, you know.
They do, and maybe that's what he's thinking about too. And again, you know, we don't know what goes to these guys' heads, so we'll have to see. Obviously, you know, he's up front right now with the 00, and well, we'll see if this hey, we're at Las Vegas, gambling, baby.
You got to
gamble. Yeah, you got to gamble here. So he's making a gamble. Pace car jumps off. We're going to see if the gamble pays off for him. It's a 00, going to bring him to the green flag. And he has slowly, surely been doing it. He does a green flag. He gets a good jump there. Sean Bounty's right beside of him, along with Timothy Johnson. He gets out front as of right now. We'll see if those guys just run him down, though.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't spin the tires, but he got a good start. That's good for him. He moves up to the high side. He knows those guys are going to be a little bit faster, so he gets up out of the way there, which kind of wonder why he did that. But hey, if you're getting all the points you can get, that's one way to do it. You got to lead some laps to do it. Look at the 55 make that move. Timothy Johnson powers his way up to the front. He's bringing Dave Comstock with him, and Doy Woods.
Yeah, it is. We're back to exciting racing up front there, and I think he was just wanting to lead a lap. The 4 wide going into turn 1 back there. That 3 wide and a 3 set deep back here as Timothy Johnson leads the pack, charging out of turn 2 down the back stretch.
Yeah, if you're going to go 3 wide, the 51 is the one you want in the middle.
Wow. Well, I tell you, man, that's some awesome racing.
Yeah, you see a little contact going on between some of these drivers here, but wow, what a race. Look at them, 3 wide again there in the back. That's Priester, I believe, there. They done. Wow, I just like watching these guys, Joe.
Yeah, you know, and we saw at the beginning of the race here, basically the same thing when they're all bunched up. It's just how it's going to go if these guys get, you know, locked back up side by side as a battle for the lead pursues here. David Comstock on the inside of Timothy Johnson. He wants that top spot coming out of turn 4. Is he going to be able to get it done across the line?
I believe he's fast enough to make that pass. It's going to be hard on the bottom. That's one thing I know. It's going to be hard for him to do it on the bottom. If he can clear him and pull up in there, yeah, he's got it, looks like there. Is that Dave from Street Outlaws there, Joe?
I have no clue, but he's definitely looking like a street outlaw out there right now.
Looking good.
Yes, he is. And you know what? You know, now's the time. You talk about the low line maybe not being the best place. Now's the time to try to utilize that. Your tires are good. You feel like you got the best truck in the world. Later on in the run, though, that tire where it goes off, that inside's just not going to work as good.
Absolutely. That inside is not going to work. And, you know, that's the only time you're going to want to use the inside is on them restarts because it's a shorter way around. And if you got them nice, sticky, cold, good tires there with a little less tire pressure in them, you can make that move and get up in front of that guy there on the outside. But the longer you stay out, the harder it is on the bottom there as your car just wants to push up.
Yeah, it does. Right now, good battle going on for 6th, 7th, and 8th spot. You got Tim Matthews. He's on the outside of Jose Gonzalez, he's trying to get there, but Nick Timms is stuck to the tailgate of the 54 machine up high. So everybody looks like they're climbing up to that middle side of the groove here right now.
Yeah, where do you think the groove is, Joe?
It looks to me right now it's in that middle part of the track. That to me it looks like right now.
Yeah, middle to low, I would say. And when, you know, you're single file like that, you can run, you can use the whole track so you could drift it out by the wall there. And that's something you can't do when you got a guy next to you there, like the 14, Bobby Terrell. He's battling with the 54 right now, and that's not good for either one of them. But, hey, one of them's faster than the other. They're just trying to figure out who it is. Yeah,
and, you know, you talk about it. It looks like it's almost like, you know, we talked about Michigan the other day. They're not going down to the white line there. They're going like one groove up. Kind of looks like pretty much about most of these guys. Every once in a while you'll see somebody venture down a lot lower, but, you know, obviously it looks like they're just got one groove up, kind of the, I call it the middle groove, but, you know, usually got the low, middle, high. And not all the way up at the top of the track. It looks like they're just utilizing maybe one groove up on the turns.
Yeah, that outside line's working. You see Nick Timms just got around the 14 there, Bobby. So I thought he was going to poke it in there and make it 3 wide there for a minute when they were battling for position in front of him. And that's one thing, you're behind somebody and you're fast, but they're trying to make a pass. So do you wait on them to make a pass and then you make the pass, or do you try to stick it in there and go around both of them at the same time? And hey, I mean, I usually wait.
You know, and also another thing I'm noticing here, it's almost like a Dover style race too, is they're arcing it into the turn. Well, when you arc into the turn, the guy behind you being so close like it is, sometimes he gets that antsy feeling of like, let me stick that nose in there. We call it dive bombing, so to speak. And you know, sometimes it works, sometimes it don't, because you can obviously push up and catch the rear end of the guy in front of you.
Yeah, and if you know you're out there watching and you've never drove one of these trucks, I'll give you an idea of what it's like in these trucks. They're pretty much almost full throttle all the time. Every now and then you'll burp it on entry. You might have to burp it there in the center a little bit, but you're pretty much wide open the whole time. And it's a very, very fun truck to drive. I mean, especially at a track like this. So they might be burping it, they might be flat footing 1 and 2, but yeah, they might burp it on entry, they might be flat out. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard telling. I mean, it really doesn't sound like the motors are lifting or anything as we ride on inside, but maybe a little bit. Stevie Benson might have checked up, but that might be due to the 44 there. He ran up on him. That might be the only time that you might have to check up just a little bit, crack the throttle on these things here. So hey, what's up, Rick? How you doing out there? I want to tell you what's up, Kay Hill. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Well, Stevie Benson's back there in the 14th. He's all over the back end of that machine.
Yeah, he's always all over the back end of somebody, man. I mean, like I said, he's up to 13th now, so he's gained 19 spots. He's got plenty of time left to keep on moving forward. And a lot of the guys that started in the back are moving on up. As you can see, the only ones that are up front that didn't start up there are, you know, Dave Comstock, Timothy Johnson, those guys, they all started up there. A lot of the other guys, they started a lot further back. Yeah,
absolutely. Good battle going on right here for the 13th, 14th, and 15th spot. Matthew Welsenbach in the middle of that with Stevie Minson there. You also got the extra 24, Chris Gibbs there, and Anthony Calatoni. Is that right?
That's what I think, yeah.
Hey, close enough. We'll go with it till we hear otherwise. So number 28 machine there. It's a good battle going on between those guys.
Yeah, so the fastest lap that time was by David Comstock. He had 32:037. The fastest lap of everybody, the best lap out there is EJ O'Rourke with a 31:2. So they're about 7/10 off of the fastest lap.
Yeah, these guys been putting on some pretty good laps out here. Bad, fast is what I like always saying. It just seems like, track position is definitely a king here right now. We still got 34 machines out here running of the 37 that started. 3 of them out of the race. James Pescarella, James Barber, and Joey Katina all out of the race here tonight.
Yeah, the 55 just powered around. Doy Woods took over that second position, man. And like I was saying earlier, David Comstock, he's really fast. He's done checked out a little bit. He's got a nice little lead over second.
Yes, he does. Doy right there in third. Timothy Johnson sitting in fifth, but Doy's all over the back deck lid of that 55 machine.
Yeah, he's got a 1.4 second lead over second right now in that 40 machine, David Comstock. So he's looking really, really good, really fast.
Yeah, no doubt about it. EJ O'Rourke looks like he's slowly but surely closing in. He's a little bit faster than those 2 guys in front of him. As I say that, he's a little faster than Doey up there. So it seems like all 4 or 5 of those machines early on in the race, as David Comstock's just checking out on the company up front.
Yeah, and they're all these trucks are about 3/10 apart mostly. You know, you got from around 32.2 or 3 all the way to a 32.6. Most of the guys are, you know, about the same speed, so it's pretty equal. And you know, if you can save a little bit, a 10th per lap, say, then you're really doing something.
Yeah, Bobby Terrell right now looking pretty good in the 7th place spot. He's on the back end, and Nick Timms right there trying to see what he can do. Everybody's up high, like we talked about earlier on, about the middle high groove of the track, as it seems like as we're about lap 73. Only one caution in this one. You know, been a very, very competitive and good race so far.
Yeah, and you know, they're just burping it on entry, and then they're back in it all the way around. So it's pretty much wide open there. He's all over the back end of Nick Timms, though, like he said.
Yeah, and here you got Chad Cole over the back end of Jose Gonzalez. Comes Speedy Gonzalez out there. He's trying to hang on to that 8th place spot as Chad Cole looks to the inside, maybe going to try to take that spot away.
Jose's always fast. I'm a fan of him ever since you told me what you call him there, Speedy. You see the side of his truck? He's got a little Speedy Gonzalez on there.
You know, I talked to him, and it's kind of cool because he's actually from, you know, from the Caribbean, Puerto Rico down there. He actually has a food truck. You know, I was talking to him a little bit. He's got some good, you know, meatball sandwiches on there and stuff, and it's kind of cool, man, to see. You know, we know a couple guys that are, you know, cross seas and different nations and whatnot. I always like seeing the diversity here in iRacing.
Yeah, and he'd probably make a living off me if he was around where I'm at. I'm up here in Indiana, you know, Indiana, Kentucky area, and I mean, I would probably be there every day.
Yeah, I'd be there with you.
Those food trucks are really good, Joe. I mean, I enjoy them. Every time I see one, I stop.
Yeah, you know, that
not a good thing.
And if he sold hot dogs, man, I'd be there.
You like hot dogs?
Man, yeah. Oh, man, we got barbecue places here, and now don't get me wrong, I get barbecue sandwiches, but man, I love hot dogs here.
Yeah, they got a barbecue shop up the street from me. It does smoked hot dogs, man, and those are pretty good. But I'm more of a corn dog fan. Look at these guys.
Just battling all over the place. I mean, we got battles, you know, up front. They're there nose to tail, but you still right here was watching Nick Timms, Bobby Terrell, Jose Gonzalez, Chad Cole, and now Steve Goschalk's come up in the mix. You're gonna have about 5 machines up here about to do some awesome battling.
Yeah, all those guys are stacked up right there. Bobby Terrell, the 82 of Chad Cole, man, and look at them. They're almost 3 wide there going through 1 and 2. They're trying to catch up to Timothy Matthews and E.J. Rourke, Doy Woods, and all those guys, so they got to go, and looks like they're really putting the pressure on each other.
Yeah, and using some tires up too. That's another thing you gotta be mindful of, because all this battling side by side that they're doing, they're definitely gonna tear those tires up.
Yeah, but it makes for a good show, and I'm enjoying every minute of it right now.
Man, no doubt. Well, yeah, we love it. Yeah, the guys that it's just frustrating as a driver to know. It's kind of like, it's almost like the Daytona Talladega syndrome. Well, you got a fast machine, just can't go anywhere.
Yeah, and you know they're battling right now for 6th, 7th, 8th, all those spots. So it's not even for the lead, and you know they're really putting on a great show there for 6th, 7th, and 8th.
You got Sean Bounty in the mix, but he looks like he's a lap down, I believe it is. Yeah, Sean Bounty's a couple laps down, so he's probably on a little newer tires. He may get past.
Yeah, the 34 machine, yeah, he's awful fast. You know, he keeps it up, he might be able to get his lap back that way, but those tires will fall off too. Don Bounty is, I believe, 2 laps down. Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. Still a good side-by-side battle. There's Chad Cole's looking on the inside. He is still glued to that side of the driver's side of Jose Gonzalez as they cross the line. We're at lap 80 of 115, folks. Very good run so far, and, well, why not? Let's go high and wide. Go to the Blimpie Cam.
Blimpie.
That's right. Good, gives you a good perspective of the facility. Good perspective of just how far apart these guys are. A lot of them are far apart, a lot of them aren't, but hey, it's Blimpie. We call it a Blimpie Cam here in OSR Network. Hey, and Gerald, you like Blimpie?
Yeah, I used to. They took it from me.
Yeah, well, you know, Blimpie is one of them happy words, and I always say it's a kind of unique word, and I always throw the challenge out there to anybody that wants to do it at home and whatnot, is to try to act mean, stay mean, and say Blimpie.
I tried that last week, Joe. It didn't work out very good.
Just one of them unique words to where, you know, if somebody came up to you and like, I'm a Blimpie, You just would sit there and just start busting out laughing on it and be like, yeah, okay. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But that's the Blimpie Cam, folks, here. Hope you enjoy that one. It gives you a good idea of what we got going on. And looks like Jose Gonzalez, he's going to go into the pits right now.
Yeah, he's had enough, obviously, and let's see if he can make it 18 and 15. That's 33. He can do it.
He can.
A lot of
now,
guys might come in here now.
let me ask you a question, though. He was very competitive up there. Why come in this early?
Well, the longer that they stay out, he's going to come back out on the track. He's going to be running at, 6/10 faster than those guys. So if he can run 3 or 4 laps at 6/10 a lap faster, then that's going to put him, about 1.8, 2.4 seconds, and they're going to have to run him down in the end. And a lot of guys like to try that. They'll stay out and they'll make it to where instead of running a 30-lap run, they'll run a 25-lap run because their tires will be better.
Oh, okay.
Well, see, I'm the total opposite. I like to get on out there and, hey, you can try to run me down with your 25-lap tires. Let's see if you can do it.
There you go. Bring it on. Challenge accepted.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got a lot of guys actually coming into pit road, so very early on here. As
Yep.
you see the 00 machine out there. He's done made his pit stop. As the 40 machine of David Comstock still leading it out front. He's got about a 2-second lead over Timothy Johnson right now.
Yeah, and I told you, I called it earlier, looking for them to run about 30-lap runs here, and that's exactly what they're doing, around 30 laps or so.
Absolutely. John, let's get through these green flag pit stops, get kind of an order rundown, and then we will run it down through here, get our order. Right now they're kind of jumbling around, everybody in pits and out and all that.
Oh, yeah, I want to see it too, John. So, hey, I appreciate you throwing that out there. He don't like to do it, I don't think. He retired it.
Man, retire with it. I got to find the right time.
No, yeah, I agree. And you're going to have it here pretty soon. I'd say, another 5 or 10 laps from now, you'll be able to do it. But,
Yeah,
it's kind of hard when these guys are out there battling. Like on a track like this, you got a lot of great racing going on. So it's kind of hard to do a rundown. You miss a lot of good action there, and there's a lot of trucks to go through, so it takes a while. So I can understand, Joe. I can understand why you don't do it too often.
Yeah, and it's a good one so far. Looks like most of the field had completed or is on pit road. Your top 9 machines right now have yet to come in to pit stops. They've been out there for about 34, 32 laps. And as I say that, here comes Chad Coleman. So you're probably going to start seeing those top 8 or so guys come into pit road here soon.
Yeah, and I'd say they better come on down because these guys that's already been in are back out there on new tires, and they're taking advantage of that. So if you're out there watching and you're still running last, you might want to jump on in pits.
Well, you talk about Jose
the
contact, man. Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, man, that sucks for the guys that came on in, Jose and them. Wow, that's a tough break. And that's one reason why you try to stay out as long as you can there before you come down pit road.
Don't know who was involved in that one.
Yeah, well, I know Chad Cole was in the pits when it happened, and I can
there
tell
we go.
you.
77 it looked like. Is that the 77 machine?
The 17, Joe.
17. It's you can find him right fast here and watch it on the. Get a replay up here for the folks.
Yeah. Yeah, he took a tumble there, and those guys like Chad Cole the 20 was on pit road when that happened. It was Casey Duncan, by the way.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time finding him. There he is. Finally found him. All right, let's go back here on the replay here and see what happened here on this start of this one. As
side by side with the 9 there. They went 3 wide, it looked like. Oh, no.
All right, here we go. Finally got us back here. Yeah, 3 wide. Looks like the 82 Chad Cole got there, and then 17 got up into him. The 9 hooked off the wall. Nowhere to go. 17 just kind of victim of circumstance. And You know what? That has kind of been the season he has had. Poor Casey Duncan, I'm telling you, the guy just cannot avoid anything out there. It's like every time you turn around, he's a whammer right into the wall, or he's getting caught up in somebody's mess.
Yeah, I mean, if you're out there watching and you're like, oh, it looked like the 9 turned him. Well, no, that's just a product of having a really hot track like that. And, you know, the car will get away from you there. And, you know, it just goes down the track. He chased it probably down the track there. No telling what really happened, but I can guarantee you he didn't turn him on purpose.
No, got up there, like you just said, got, you know, product of, you know, guys on new tires, old tires, and that's just racing, and it happens. Hey, what's up there, Chronic? How you doing out there? Appreciate everybody tuning in. And he says, go 00. Well, the 00, you should have been there earlier. He was out there gambling.
Yeah, he was led a couple laps, restarted this race here on that second restart. And, man, I just hate to see that for Casey Duncan. He had a good run all night, or all day, whatever you want to call it. It is a day race, but we're racing at nighttime here.
That's
I know
it.
it's hard.
Yeah, I mean, in Casey, you know, I've talked to him, and, you know, it just seems like race after race, the guy just, it seems like my career kind of iRacing. Got a magnet for getting involved in everybody else's stuff.
Oh, so what do you like better, the road side of iRacing, or you like the oval?
I like the oval. I mean, I do. You know, that's really originally why I came to iRacing, was the oval side of things. I do like it. I'm really starting to like some of the dirt, even though I can't drive the dirt stuff. We're really just kind of like commentating and watching it. But yeah, yeah, I still am an NASCAR oval guy, you know, through and through.
I agree.
Yeah, you know, don't get me wrong. To me, you just got to have some very, very good technical wits about you on that road side of stuff. It's a different style racing. I mean, you know, a lot of guys get in the argument of, well, which one's better, which one's that. Man, you know what? Roadside guys, it's a different state, different talent there. Oval style side guys, it's a way different mentality. So it's two different forms. They're all racing. It's all exciting.
Yeah, I agree with you, Joe. I mean, I'm no good at the roadside as much as I'd like to be. I'm not. It's same with dirt, you know. But I feel like I'm decent at the oval, the asphalt oval side. But you know, I mean, I try to have fun every now and then on the roadside. Here's
the thing, too. A lot of the guys that came into pits got caught a lap down, have to do the wave around.
Yeah, I think they'll be fine, though, especially the 20, because he was on pit road when it came out. So he'll get his lap back. He'll probably still be in the back. He's going to lose some spots from that, along with some other guys. But they should be fine. Yeah,
well, sorry about that. But the man that actually is going to benefit, Anthony Calatoni.
Yeah, he's been on pit road. He's up there leading the race now, and he started 23rd. So, but the 06, Doug Sigmund, he started 35th.
Wow.
Jonathan Lockhart, he started 26th. So the top three, they started back in the back. That's a long way, Joe.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know how the 00 being a lap down, getting stuck up there where he's at, but hey, there you go.
They're all, no, the lights are off.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know how he's staying in the position he is. Oh.
Yeah, I don't either.
Hey, well, you done found something unique. Well, let's see. Pace car's in. Man up front, Anthony. He's going to lead us to the green flag. Green flag flies with lap 91 here. They crossed that one. It'll be 92. Battle on for Doug Skidman. Is it Skidman or Slillman? Sigmund.
Yeah.
My bad. Well, I can't read it like that. It's so darn small.
I'm still trying to figure out why they're up there.
Yeah, he's
definitely a lap down.
Yeah, he's a lap down, so I don't know. Hey, he done found something we don't know about. Man, we need to talk to him after the race.
Yeah.
How'd you do that? Yeah,
Either
because
way,
they should have black
front.
flagged him to the back.
Yeah, you would think so. Wow. I've never seen that happen before. The 28 done pulled away Anthony Calatoni.
Yeah, but you know what? Hey, he gambled earlier on. Maybe that man's got some lucky numbers. We need to get him for some lottery tickets.
Yeah, he's definitely been up front a few times here, and that's good for, what's his name, Duke?
Duke, yeah, Chronic. I just said Chronic.
Hey,
He's
I hear
pulling
that.
for him. And, you know, he's hanging on to it this time so you can tell the new tires. But either way, if you get that lucky dog, he gets another quick caution here. Get back on the lead lap. So that's maybe what he's trying to pull for. Anthony out front looking good. Joe Hudson right there behind him. Doug sitting in the third place. Jonathan Lockhart there. Now Bobby Wetzel's moving up. David Comstock. Don't count him out. Here he comes.
Yeah, I have a feeling that he's the one to watch out for. He's sixth. He's up there in front. Stevie Benson as well. Man, you got a lot of guys that got sent a little bit further back than they should be because of that caution. And they got to work their way back up front. So be on the lookout for the 40. I guarantee you he's on his way up front. 20 to go.
20 to go. You're right here. Las Vegas Speedway, folks, for the SIM500 Wednesday night series presented by SimSpeedShop.com. A very, very good race. Actually, just give you a quick race summary. Leader Anthony Calatoni, and we've completed 95 of 115 here. 9 lead changes and only 2 cautions here tonight. A very good race, and the man on the move, you just spoke of it there, Gerald. That 40, look at him take it 3 wide out of 2.
Yeah, he's down on the bottom, so good for him. Not so good for the other guys if something happens. But yeah, he's been fast all day, all night, whatever you want to call it. He's definitely fast here at Las Vegas.
Well, now's the time to do it. We talked about it earlier on. He's got new tires. He's got to get up there to the front. Let's see if he can't muscle that number 40 machine up there.
The monster truck, Joe.
Monster.
He's going to have to make some monster moves because right now he's in 5th. He's got 4 trucks ahead of him. So we'll see. He's got more than 4 because a lot of those trucks up there are lap down.
And right now, he's making some pretty good moves. He's right behind the man of Doug Sigmund and Bobby Wetzel. And then he's got Anthony out front with Joe Hudson there. Like you said, a couple lap down machines. And which ones we got lap down? Sean Bounty. Yeah, I'm still kind of just scratching my head over how Sean Bounty and Don Runkle did that.
Yeah, it's different, you know, and it kind of throws a monkey wrench in it when you kind of look at it, especially for the guys that were up front, like Dave Comstock and those guys that were up front. Yeah. So not only do they got the guys that are in front of them on the lead lap, but they got guys in front of them that are not on the lead lap.
Hey, Nito, you talk about Don Runkle and Sean Bounty being a lap down right there in the midst of those guys. They're actually battling for position too, so they don't want to get caught up in anything. You know, they're up there trying to battle their own race because it could be for the lucky dog if a caution comes out here anytime. As we're getting that close to when we cross the line, it'll be 15 to go. But then again, like you just said, you got Joe Hudson right there, Bobby Wetzel, and David Comstock. I mean, they're all nose to tail. They've got to be very, very careful coming through those trucks.
Yeah, they got to navigate their way through there without getting any damage or getting caught up in anything. And he's doing a fairly well job. I mean, he's so quick that it makes it a little bit easier there. As you see, he's on the inside now, the 42 truck.
Yeah, the 40 went on the inside. Yeah, the 40 went on the inside. He almost lost that thing coming out of the turn.
Yeah, a little bit of loose. Yeah, that's what I was saying about these this track temperature. It plays a big role in there, but like it's not as easy to get around Joe Hudson as it is to get around some of these guys. Joe Hudson puts up a battle, but Dave Comstock has just been super fast tonight.
And the thing who is loving it, or the man loving it right now, Anthony out front, because he understands even if David gets around, I mean, Anthony already got a 2-second lead. Laps are winding down. If David even gets around, looks like he's having a hard time getting around Sean Bounty. What that's doing, it's tearing those tires up on David Comstock right now.
Yeah, he's not holding back though, Joe. You know, he's got a 2-second gap that he's got to close to catch up with Anthony Calatoni in the number 28 truck. And, you know, it's time to go. He's got, what, about 13 laps here when they cross the start-finish line. And he's got a good shot at it, but Anthony Calatoni is pretty fast too.
Yeah, Bobby Wetzel, Joe Hudson battling it out. They went door to door out of turn 4, trading a little paint right there as they come across the line. And two things I like throwing out. Last lap puts an end to it. 5 to go. If a caution comes out, usually that puts an end to the race right there. So we could be going, like you said, for another 12, 13 laps here, or actually only going for maybe another 7 or so.
Absolutely. So, you know, if you're Dave Comstock, man, you got to go. And you never know when the race is going to end. Like you said, with 5 to go, if the caution comes out, it's over. And he's knocked off 3/10 in the last 2 laps. So he's about a second or a tenth and a half faster than Anthony. But the problem is he's running out of time.
Yeah, and I'm looking at that too. 1.5 seconds. He's knocking off, like you said, tenth and a half right in that area. And actually there he just lost a little bit on that one though. So if Anthony out front can just maintain what he's doing, he might actually just, you know, David just might actually run out of time.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, the other guys that are battling back there, you know, Bobby Wetzel from 5th on back. Bobby's in 4th, so he's kind of in the clear, but not really. He's got the 55 of Timothy Johnson. He's coming up trying to close in on him. The number 6 of Doug Sigmund as well. As you see, they were just battling the 55 of Timothy and Doug Sigmund. Doug managed to take over that 4th place or that 5th spot there. So, you know, hey, it's not looking good for Dave. Dave's got it down to 1.4. But we got 10 to go. Yeah,
10 to go, and I just got a feeling unless Anthony makes a mistake or gets caught up, or just David hits a monster boost on that machine, at the pace he's going right now, he's just going to run out of time.
Yeah, I mean, and for the viewers, Anthony ran a 32.416. Dave Comstock ran a 32.339. So he's barely a little bit faster. David is, by the way. But, you know, like you said, 9 to go. It's not looking good for Dave. But he put on a great race tonight. And, hey, it ain't over yet.
No, it's not over yet. I mean, we don't want to give it to Anthony out there. He definitely, you know, could have trouble, push the wall, getting something happen. And, yeah, you just never know out front here. But, hey, just like what you were just, you know, alluding to there, you talk about the time difference. If he keeps a pace like he's going, he's just going to run out of time. As laps are winding down here at Las Vegas, good battle here between Timothy Johnson there and Doug as they'll go side by side for the 5th spot.
Yeah, they've been battling for a while. You know, Doug just got around him once, and now they're back in 55. Looks like he's going to make the pass here as he slides up in front of him. Doug's going to go to the inside. He's not going to give it to him easy. But one thing I do know, it's one thing to catch somebody, it's 2 to pass them.
Absolutely. Looks like we've got about, 7 to go here, 6 to go in this one. And I was looking at the time. He's down to 9/10. So he is, you know, David is running him down. And, you know, there's a possibility he could on the last lap maybe get right there on his back deck lid.
Yeah, it could be a photo finish. I mean, he don't have to pass him. He just got to have a nose on him, you know. He don't have to be that far ahead of him. If he can get side by side and maybe have a race off turn 4 there for the win, it'd be a nice finish to this great race here at Las Vegas.
Yeah, no doubt. Right now that Anthony ran a 32.7. David ran a 32.59, so about a little over a tenth that time. He's down to 0.782 as they come out of turn 2. We've got 5 to go. And you got to also think about it to this point on. If caution comes out, it's over with, and obviously Anthony probably would be like, yes. If he keeps running down at this pace, if he can maybe pick up a tenth and a half, right now he actually lost time that time.
Yeah, he's getting a little loose coming off 4 because he's pushing it so hard, but you have to, you know, he'll get it back if he keeps pushing. Just got to keep pushing, man. Go for it. It's not over yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Anthony right now, well, he made up a little ground. He's down to 6/10 right there, so as they're going to come out of turn 4, it's going to be 4 to go this time by. Yeah, he's going to have to, with being 6/10 behind him at this point, Gerald, he for the rest of this race, he's going to have to knock off at least 2/10 a lap.
Yeah, I don't think he'll make it, but we don't know how fast he really is. You know, he might just not lift. Uh-oh, guess what, Joe?
I see that. What?
Wow. Thought we was going to have a yellow flag there, but it didn't come out.
Yeah, and that, I know Anthony's probably, loving it as, David is closing in. He's 0.3 now with 3 to go. He made up some ground. Anthony might have run that truck as hard as he can run it. Another thing is, will David be able to utilize that low line? I mean, both of them are using that middle high line here as they come out of 2. And he is, as a driver, how frustrating is it to know you're that close to the lead?
Well, you know that high side is the way to go, so you definitely don't want to give him that high side. You want to hold that high side down. You want to keep your truck in that high lane there, but I don't think he can do it coming off on the bottom, especially with him being loose coming off 4. Like, even when he's by himself, he was losing a little bit of time there coming off of the exit of 4, so it's going to be hard here. He's got it just a little under 3/10, almost 2/10, but hey, one more time around here. We're coming to the white flag. 115 laps.
Chronic brought up something interesting. If he gets close, he could lose the nose on it. That's an aero style push, and that's what it looks like is happening right now. He's kind of stalled with 2/10 right on the back end, and you said it, final lap for the final time. He's going to have one more turn as they come out of turn 2 down the back stretch.
And he's going to give it all he can, and he might get into the wall a little bit. Who knows? But he's going to try as hard as he can to get this win here.
Yes, he is. Final time. He drove that thing in turn 3, but I don't think it's going to stick. They're going to go side to side and make contact out of turn 4. The man up high, Anthony, gets a run, but boy, you got to give your hat off to the 40 of David. He did what he had to do, drove it on the inside. It just wouldn't stick coming out of turn 4, but Anthony Calatoni, boy, I tell you what, well, we're definitely going to get to know his name now, but man, what a win, what a gamble, and hey, what luck. I mean, he got the caution at the right time to stay out.
Hey, very, very classy by the 40 there. He didn't cause an accident and, push it too hard. He did give it as hard as he could, but he didn't cause any problems there. And, that's awesome. Hats off to him on a great run there.
Yeah, we're rewatching that finish there. He drove it in, and that truck pushed up. He could have very well sent that thing up in there and put Anthony up into the wall, but did not. Very classy sportsman move right there on his end. But man, that man right there, deservingly going to burn him down here. The number 28 machine there, our winner here tonight. Boy, what a race. I just, my hat's off to these guys putting on a thriller of a run here tonight.
Great race and a great finish, man. And hey, congratulations to the 28. I mean, he took advantage of that top spot there, and he managed to bring this one home. So, hey, hats off to the Anthony Calatoni.
Yeah, and we're going to actually now see if that's actually how we're saying his name right.
Yeah, we'll find out. He'll either be mad at us or he'll be happy.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's probably going to be happy because he won this race. So, let's see if we can find old Joe Hudson. I don't think that's Joe Hudson right there. So, if we can't bring him up, because actually that's another one, Joe Hudson. Another one that got, fortunate on that last caution, was able to stay out. He's going to finish it out here in 3rd. David Comstock. See if we can't find him here and bring him up here for us. Second place, man. You see him anywhere?
The 40?
Yeah.
Dave?
I don't see him. He hiding.
Oh, no.
I don't see him. Maybe he'll jump up in here so the 40 can hear us. David, hop up on in here so we can get a word in with you. But either way, let's bring up the 3rd place man here tonight, Joe Hudson. Let's get to talk with him.
Hey, Joe Hudson, it's Jay Weezy in the OSR Network booth. You get a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, you finished 3rd. y'all had a great race out there, man. What'd you think?
It was a good race. I mean, got a little fender damage there, contact early, and I really thought my night was over. Couldn't keep up, and then we just had to stay out and got lucky on that caution, and was able to capitalize with a third. Not bad when I thought our night was over.
Yeah, well, it was fortunate for you. You know, that last caution there kind of threw a monkey wrench in a lot of guys' plans there, man. But you were very consistent the whole race, and you had some pretty good pit stops, man. And hey, you did it. You finished third. What do you think?
You know, better to be lucky sometimes than good, I guess. It was, you know, can't thank the guys at Turn 1 heroes enough. Scott Simley and Bobby Terrell and Mike Kelly. Those guys have been helping me just try to finish these races without any damage, and it finally worked out. We weren't a third place car, but the situation worked out and we got third, so pick up the points and go on to in a couple weeks.
Hey, well, it looks good out there, man, and you did a great job. You know, you started 8th, you gained 5 spots, and you finished on the podium, you know, and the main thing is to finish these races, and to finish third gives you a good idea moving forward here for the rest of the season, man. So congratulations.
Thank you guys. Y'all do a great job up there. Hopefully you'll get to interview me here from Winner's Circle one day.
Hey, you got a good looking Marshall Silverado too, man.
Thank you. We'll see you guys in a couple weeks.
Absolutely.
Well, I'll tell you what, third place man right there, Joe Hudson, did a masterful job here. We did finally get David Comstock here, second place man here tonight, who he did everything he could do. Had a bad fast machine, just ran out of time. Let's bring him up here and let's get a talk in with him.
Dave Comstock, it's Jay Weezy in OSR Network booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you. How's it going?
Man, I think we're still trying to take in what happened there in that last lap there. What'd you see and what'd you feel like inside the car coming off the turn 4?
I caught up to Anthony there, and I threw it down the corner and knew that it's pretty much impossible to try to pass on the bottom off of turn 4 if you've got someone outside of you. So I just tried to throw it down there and see if he would make a mistake, and he did a really good job of holding his own and handling the pressure really well with me running him down. So congratulations to Anthony. It was a ill-placed caution for the timing of it for everybody that we just got that cycle of pit stops going, and I was actually right about to go by Anthony as that yellow happened, so that would put me back on the lead lap, and it gave me at least the wave around to where I was able to start ahead of all those people that with the lucky dog that I got. We have to stay ahead of those people that they got the wave around that just pitted all around me, but try to come through the pack. It was tough. A lot of people mirror driving, so it was difficult trying to get through everybody and all the lappers and mix and stuff, and just ran out of laps to try to get by him.
Yeah, I mean, I was rooting for you to catch him, man. He was out there, you know, but, you know, that caution didn't quite go your way, you know, as well as it could have. But you gave it one heck of a run. Very classy coming off turn 4. You definitely could have overdrove it and ruined both of y'all's nights. So, hey, man, congratulations on second and making a great finish here tonight at Las Vegas. Anybody you want to thank?
I appreciate it. Yeah, I try to race as clean as possible. You know, Anthony, I've raced with him a bunch, so I've got a lot of respect for him. But just in general, I try to race as clean as I can. I race others how they race me. So, but everybody out there at Motorsports, their support for earlier on, not only myself, but EJ at work, my teammate coming over and running this with us over here. Gear Mercer Trucking, JT Plex Plus, Moss Energy, JDR Graphics, JD Laird, and his amazing painting that he does for me, keeping all my paints across all series fresh every single week. EJ Brakes, Hick and Jicks, all the fans and the friends watching, thank you guys.
Hey, man, well, that's a good-looking truck you got there, man. Congratulations on finishing second, man. I know it's hard to swallow second place, but, hey, you got to hold your head up. It's still early in the season. It's only race number 4.
Yeah, we got plenty more races to keep them worried about.
Hey, well, good luck, man, and maybe we'll see you next week in Victory Lane.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, second place man, David Comstock did everything he could do tonight to try to get that win from this man here who, well, I'll tell you what, he did a great job and got the lucky dice, so to speak, here tonight for the win and got stayed out. Anthony, has Joe White in the booth got a copy?
How you doing, Joe?
Doing great. And first off, your last name, we've been saying Calatonia. Is that right?
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good. Okay. All right. Well, we were trying, but what was going through your mind when that caution came out and you got the jump out front there? Did you think that you could hold the 40 off there in the closing laps?
Well, my plan was to pit in the next lap or two before that caution, and when I saw that, I was like, oh, thank God. But I knew I needed to get that good jump on that restart, try and build as big of a lead as I could, because I knew David was going to come hard and fast. I thought it was going to be a lot sooner than what it was, but it was a good race there in 3 and 4 between us.
Well, you know, when the caution fell like it did, was that maybe a sigh of relief out there, or, you know, was you trying to do a pit strategy?
It kind of was a little sigh of relief, but I would have liked to see how the strategy would have worked out. I probably wouldn't have gotten the win, but probably a top 10 with it.
Well, you know, good run here tonight. And hey, you pulled this thing off here for the SIM500 Wednesday night series, sponsored by simspeedshop.com and the trucks here, Las Vegas Speedway, at that 28 machine out there, and it was rumbling. You know, David mentioned something. He threw it down in 4. When he threw it down in 4 like that, he said that it didn't unnerve you or anything. You actually held it. Was you expecting that kind of move?
I was expecting something. When he dove it down there, I figured I'd try and come down with him, but not pinch him all the way down, because I knew he was going to try and slide up. I knew he was going to slide up a little bit, but it was just more or less trying to roll the corner and getting the speed coming off at that point.